This is 2-1, Relations and Functions.
Your vocab terms are domain, which is your set of input values. And when you look on the coordinate plane, when you're talking about domain, it's all the x values on the coordinate plane. Range is your set of output values, and on the coordinate plane, that's your y values. And the vertical line test is used as a method to tell whether or not an equation or graph is a function. For your very important concepts, we have that the domain is your x value and your range is your y values. We've talked about that with your vocab terms, but just to reiterate that point, make sure you know domain goes with x and range goes with y. You can't have two of the same x values in a function, and that's what the vertical line test helps with. So this is an example using the vertical line test. It's if you draw a vertical line anywhere on your graph, or anywhere on your function, it should only cross one time. So it crossed one time here, it crossed one time here, it crossed one time here. So this is a function. Over here, I could draw my vertical line right here where it only crosses once there, but anywhere else within this graph, it always crosses twice until I get to this other side and it only crosses once. So because it crosses twice, your vertical line through your graph, it's not a function. Example 1, is the relation a function, and what is the domain and range? So we have a set of points, 0, 2, 3, 8, 5, 7, 5, 6, and 9, 4, and we want to represent them on the coordinate plane. This is what they would look like if you're plotting each point. This is not a function because 5, 7, and 5, 6 have two of the same x values. So this point and this point share the same x values, so it's not a function. And you can see this because right here, if I drew my vertical line test, that only crosses once. This only crosses once. But when I get here to the points 5, 6, and 5, 7, it crosses here and it crosses there, so it does not pass the vertical line test. The domain is every single x value, so 0, 3, 5, and 9. You'll notice there's only 4 x values because I only have 4 x values without repeating any. And your range is all the y values. So 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. They're written in numerical order under range, whereas they're not in numerical order up here. These are just your ordered pairs. And the range has 5 numbers because you have 5 ordered pairs. So another way to tell that this isn't a function is that your domain has one less value than your range does. They don't match up. And example 2 is the graph of function, and what is the domain and range? So this line is your graph, and the vertical line test tells you that it is a function because no matter where you draw your vertical line through this graph, it will only hit the line once. Your domain is going to be the set of x values that your graph travels through. So my graph goes from here to here. It starts at -6 on the x-axis, and it goes all the way until 6 on the x-axis. So it goes from -6 to 6. This is an open circle, so you need a parenthesis, and this is a closed circle, so you need a bracket, just like when we graphed on the number line. Your range is your set of y values, so following my graph along again, my y values start at -2, and they go all the way up to 6 on the y-axis. So your range is from -2 to 6. -2 needs that parenthesis because of the open circle, and 6 needs the bracket because of the closed circle.